Great question from Amy. She said, what are parents most looking for in a preschool? So, having done my preschool for over 10 years, I got pretty good at figuring out the top things that parents were most excited about when enrolling their kiddo into a preschool, when they're looking at all the different websites, when they're calling around and, investigating and looking at different flyers. What are they looking for? Well, it actually is not that hard of things to really figure out. One, they're looking for socialization for their kiddos, right? Their kiddos are, if they're a stay-at-home mom, yeah, they've got their siblings to hang out with, maybe they got a neighbor down the street, but really they're looking for that socialization. If I can get my kids socialized, then they're gonna be a great, stellar human being as they grow up, right? So they wanna get their kiddos socialized, that's first thing. The second thing they're looking for is they wanna help prepare their child for kindergarten. That's an obvious one, right? Now, everyone's expectations of what that means to prepare your kid for kindergarten is going to be different, but generally what we used to say is when you're preparing your kiddo for kindergarten, there's always where they're at and where I can get them in one school year. Now, if I've got 2 years with them, obviously that's double as much. But if I only have 1 school year with them, and I'll be able to do assessments and I'll be able to tell them literally exactly how far I can get your kiddo. Now, if you bring me a kiddo who's got 0 letter recognition, where if I was showing flashcards to this kiddo and they're like 1 square, and I'm like, these are letters. No, am I gonna let them be, or am I gonna be able to get them to all 26 letter recognition so that if I showed them a flashcard at the end of the year, they're like J, G, H, and like totally rocking every single letter? No, actually I can't do that if you give me your kiddo 2 days a week for 2.5 hours each time. Does that make sense to you? There is literally a developmental continuum and it's point A to Z. And so when parents come to me and we have our tour, I'm definitely always telling them about our preschool. I'm educating them in our practices, but I'm also trying to show them this is what we have expectation-wise, and I'm trying to figure out what their expectations are. If the parents come in and they're like, so you're gonna help my kiddo read, right? And I'm like, first off, they're 3. Second off, they don't know a single letter. No, actually, I'm not gonna help your child read. Actually, I'm gonna help your child spark their awareness around them that there's even letters in the first place, right? Do you see where I'm going with this? It's a developmental continuum, and if a parent comes to me with super high expectations that are just unrealistic, I'm gonna let them know that's actually not what we do here and try to guide them along the way of either getting on board with actual child development and developmentally appropriate practice, or I'm just going to say, you know what, we might not be the right school for you. Let me recommend a different school, probably a school that does tons of worksheets and just is super dun dun dun. And I know that's not my approach, right? I am activity-based, developmentally appropriate, and if you guys want your 3-year-old who doesn't even know a single letter to read by the end of the school year, and they're only coming to me for 2.5 hours a day, go check out that preschool, right? That's not what we do here, okay? We play and we learn through play. Hey, quick question. Does the idea of getting a job and putting your kids in daycare make you want to curl up in a ball and cry? That's exactly how I felt when I became a single mom overnight and had to create a full-time income in 30 days. The idea of leaving my kids, it was unthinkable. I want to help you stay home with your kids, create a consistent income, make a difference in children's lives, but not getting a job, not putting your kids in daycare, not starting a home daycare. There is a third option, and that option is to start your preschool. Guess what? I want to get this copy of my book in your hands for free. Yes, that's right. I want to ship you my book for free. Inside, I reveal my story of how I started my preschool 10 years ago, and also how for the past 10 years, I've helped thousands of women start their own successful preschools. Over 300 pages helping you to teach a local or an online preschool. It's all in here, every step by step. It's here. I want to get this copy to you. Here's what you do. Simply go to freepreschoolbook.com and we'll get you a copy right away, or click the link in the description. Literally, hello, I want to give this to you. I can't put it through the screen, but let's get it. Click the link, can't wait to get it to you. Let's go. So socialization, being prepared for kindergarten, and the third one is having fun, right? So when they come into your tour and they're getting to know you, they really are just kind of analyzing your personality and how you interact with their kiddo. So if you're super spunky and fun, that's what they're gonna get the vibe off to, and they're gonna envision like, oh, this is how this person is when she's teaching. And so always do, those are the 3 points, just socialization, getting ready for kindergarten, and having a fun experience in preschool. Now there's all the other things that are kind of, to me, they're just givens, because like I wouldn't expect a preschool would do anything other than this, but things like safety and health, and like licensing and CPR first aid certifications and teachers that are qualified, and like all these other things that to me are just like the bare minimum of a preschool, having a great program. And everything else, of course, is just like way on top of that, because we really pride ourselves on creating an entire family premier experience. So that's kind of why I say that, well, those are just kind of a given, right? So of course parents are looking for those things too, but anytime you're doing your marketing, you definitely want to focus on those 3 things, because anytime in a parent's mind, that's what they're thinking about. You know, man, my kiddo is 3 years old right now, and they're gonna be, or 4, and they're gonna be going to kindergarten soon. I really need to make sure that they're ready for kindergarten. I need to make sure they can make friends. So tell me, as a parent of possibly a preschooler, or if you raised a preschool age kiddo, what was most important to you for your children? What were you looking for in a preschool experience? Post in the comments below. I'd love to know and be able to answer some of your questions that you have for me as well. And as always, please subscribe and share and like so we can get more of these videos in your feed.